Hello and what is up guys? My name is Maggie, you're watching Troll Bros, and welcome to 5 of the greatest energy-based weapons available for Fallout 4. Now the mods we're gonna be taking a look at in this countdown include some of the most beautiful, badass, and just generally well-made energy, plasma or laser-based weapons on the Fallout 4 Nexus. As always, the majority of these mods have already been showcased by me in the past, however, a few of these showcases have never before been uploaded onto this channel. So without further ado, I give you 5 of the greatest energy-based weapons available for Fallout 4. At number 5, we have the Crossplays Rail by Niero. Now, the Crossplays Rail mod adds in a custom-made, incredible-looking plasma-based weapon into the Commonwealth, coming packed with its high-quality custom-made meshes, textures, animations, and even a brand new custom ammo type. When it comes to plasma-based weapons, the Fallout 4 Nexus can be quite scarce. Personally, I could barely find any. Well, except for that one that looked like a fucking shark. So a mod such as this is always a much needed commodity, especially for those of us who prefer playing with energy-based weapons instead of regular, good old-fashioned guns. The weapon itself, as well as the custom-made ammunition, can be crafted over at the chem station. However, they do both require a hefty sum of materials, as well as some select perks for you to be able to craft it. Now, when you initially get the weapon, you might think, this looks a little bit fucking weird. Some of you might even think, holy shit, this is the most high-tech briefcase I've ever fucking seen. However, as soon as you take your weapon over to the weaponsmith workbench, you can customize it to an insane degree, making it look like one of the most badass, high-tech, laser-themed weapons straight out of some dystopian cyberpunk future. Now, because this is a very high-tech and high-end weapon, it has been added to the leveled list, but only spawns on select endgame NPCs such as high-end synths and synth leaders. And seeing as how this is a plasma-based weapon, as soon as you get it, you can just start running around the Commonwealth, killing everyone that gets in your way, turning them into a defiled corpse coated with a thick, sticky substance. Oh, sorry, I've got text. Would you look at that? I am no longer allowed in my local cemetery. Much like the plasma weapons from vanilla game, this weapon also has various firing modes. For example, a standard version, a shotgun, scattershot, and even a flamethrower. But the mod maker has even included 2 unique firing modes of his own. The first one being the railgun, which is essentially an incredibly powerful, incredibly long range and even incredibly loud blast of plasma energy, obliterating anyone and everyone who stands in its way. And the second one being by far the single most badass energy-based firing mode I have ever seen, and that being the disc launcher. Now this might just be me, but I do incredibly enjoy firing disc-shaped energy projectiles at my opponents and watching them explode upon impact. Just look at that. There is just something undeniably satisfying about throwing a plate in your enemy's face and then watching it completely obliterate him, making this the second most fun I've ever had at throwing plate-like projectiles at people, coming second only to getting shit-faced at a Greek wedding and throwing plates at your extended family. Would you look at that? I am no longer allowed in Greece. At number 4, we have the Accelerator Plasma Energy Weapon by Quad Rioters. Now, the Accelerator Plasma Energy Weapon adds in a brand new, custom-made plasma-themed rifle with an incredible looking science fiction design, making it look as if it were ripped straight from the future and given to you just so you could massacre a whole bunch of barely clothed wastelanders. Now the weapon comes packed with some incredible looking high resolution textures, custom made meshes, and even a few custom sounds, definitely making you stand out from the crowd when you wield a weapon such as this. This is by far one of the most versatile energy-based weapons I have ever seen. When customizing it, you can turn it from a simple handgun into an incredible-looking long-range sniper rifle and just about anything in between, choosing between some astoundingly well-made modifications and some downright incredible-looking barrels. as well as a few slightly more questionable ones. Even though the weapon itself has been heavily based on vanilla plasma weaponry in terms of functionality, it by far surpasses each and every single one found in the vanilla game. The mod maker has vastly increased the rate of fire from this weapon, making it far more similar to a submachine gun than an actual plasma rifle, as well as he has even made it so that this weapon outputs far more damage than the vanilla plasma rifle, and even added a few custom modifiers, allowing you to turn this gun into a slightly more rocket launcher type of weapon, giving you the ability to blow up to 10 guys in an instant. And I mean, that's saying something. It usually takes me a solid 30 minutes. Now the weapon itself has been added to the leveled list, meaning it spawns for all out the Commonwealth on various high-ranking gunners and even a few merchants as soon as you hit level 31. And to make this weapon feel even more unique than it already is, the mod maker also added a whole bunch of unique, completely cosmetic customizations, which include a plethora of incredible looking camos you can pick and choose from, and even an optional screen modifier, which does not affect your game in any way, shape or form, making it completely useless, just like Sanctuary's very own Marcy fucking Long. Coming up next at number 3, we have the Fusion Gun by the Fallout suit. Now the mod we're gonna be taking a look at next adds in by far one of the most beautiful and interesting looking laser weapons into the Commonwealth, coming packed with its very own custom lore and even custom upgrade mechanic. So if you enjoy incredible looking fusion based guns, science fiction artillery and conspiracy theories, then this might very well be the mod for you. Now, the Fusion Gun adds in an incredible looking, custom-made laser weapon into the Commonwealth, heavily themed after the weapons wielded by the Institute, both in terms of aesthetics and damage dealing capabilities. Although, that being said, this weapon by far surpasses each and every single one of the rifles wielded by the Institute. The weapon itself comes packed with incredible looking custom meshes, high resolution textures, custom sounds, custom animations, and even its very own custom ammo type. Now you might be thinking, but Magi, why should I use this weapon instead of the ones wielded by the Institute? This one looks unfinished and dangerous. Well, Jimmy, first off, at least this looks like an actual fucking gun, opposed to like a novelty-sized plastic pistol found in a fucking cereal box. And second, this gun is fucking badass. I mean, just shove your head out the window and start yelling, "Hey ladies, I'm using the Fusion Gun mod for Fallout 4. And just watch women line up in your goddammit, wrong command. And just watch women line up in your driveway." Now, when it comes to customization, this mod does definitely provide, as well as the mod maker has even included a very unique custom upgrade mechanic. First and foremost, each and every single one of the augmentations available for this weapon comes in one out of two materials, copper or lead. Now, copper-based upgrades are usually lighter, allowing you to move around easier, however, they do reduce the amount of damage you are able to output, as well as your accuracy. But lead-based augmentations, however, are a completely different story, increasing the amount of damage you deal, as well as increasing accuracy at the cost of movement speed, since they are far heavier. Because this is a very unique and custom weapon, it even comes packed with its very own custom ammunition, which can be crafted over at the chem station. One thing to keep in mind though, if your weapons predominantly utilize lead-based or copper-based modifications, you won't be able to use regular ammo, but will instead have to craft lead or copper-tipped fusion cartridges. Second of all, each and every single one of the augmentations available for this weapon requires you to have its predecessor in your inventory if you want to craft it. For example, if you want to upgrade your weapon's capacitor to a superior one, you will first be required to have an improved capacitor within your inventory, meaning that this weapon can level up as you go along, but prohibits you from skipping any of the steps in between. And last but not least, this weapon offers you 3 different firing modes dependent on which type of muzzle you use. The first one, of course, being a regular, good old-fashioned laser beam, very similar to the Tesla rifle. The second one being a slightly more powerful, slightly more accurate laser beam that honestly just barely shows up on my screen. I mean, half of the time at longer ranges, I can't even fucking see it. And last but not least comes a shotgun-based scatter shot, throwing laser projectiles in every and any single direction, setting things on fire upon impact. Seeing as how this is a very unique weapon, it only makes sense that it only spawns at one select location throughout all of the Commonwealth, and that being at the Sentinel site. This weapon is by far one of the most powerful and most beautiful looking rifles I have ever seen made for Fallout 4. Well, at least in its fully upgraded version, that is. I mean, just look at that. When fully upgraded, this weapon absolutely shreds through your enemies, turning them into fucking dust like it was 1942. At number 2, we have the Cross Break Action Laser, once again by Niero. Now, the Cross Break Action Laser mod is the latest in the Cross modded series, adding in an incredible looking custom laser weapon into the Commonwealth. The weapon itself is heavily themed after the vanilla military laser rifles found all over the Commonwealth. However, there is a key difference in design, and that being that this gun is far more similar to a shotgun than a rifle because of the break action reload mechanic. Now, this is by far one of the most beautiful looking laser weaponry available on the Fallout 4 Nexus. Not only does it come packed with incredibly made textures, meshes, and a downright incredible design, what with the mod maker's custom camos, and even the scopes, which are by far the best scopes I have ever seen made for any Fallout 4 weapon, or possibly even any weapon in general. Now, it is gun mods like this that are the reason why I no longer visit Pornhub, but just go on Google Images and search fat, juicy Glocks, which is also the reason why I am no longer allowed in gun stores. Now, when it comes to modification, this mod provides you with a plethora of various attachments and modifiers you could place all over your gun. Not only has the mod maker given you the ability to augment the weapon stats-wise, increasing damage and reducing recoil, but he has also added some beautiful looking camos to outfit your weapon with. I mean, come on, just look at that beautiful hardwood. Unfortunately, the majority of these camos are not part of the base mod, but if you actually want them accessible in-game, you are gonna have to go to a separate website and download them there. Now, this is by far the least convenient and worst way possible the mod maker could have implemented this, but considering how good the textures look, and this is probably a better way for him to earn money, I suppose I don't mind all that much. As well as the mod maker even provides you with the ability to completely change up the way this gun functions by switching out the muzzle. Now, there are 3 main firing modes when it comes to this weapon. The first one being a regular, good old-fashioned death ray, consuming half of the power cell per each use. The second one being a decently powerful laser shotgun, consuming 1/3 of a power cell per use. And last but not least, the lobber, which is by far the single greatest name for a firing mode I have ever heard. Now, the lobber essentially fires big, volatile, voluptuous balls of energy exploding upon impact, dealing insane amounts of damage. Very similar to a grenade launcher. Now, there might not be many things we can all agree on, but if there was to be only one, I think that would be that there is nothing more dangerous than an unsupervised weirdo walking around a public place with big volatile balls tightly gripping his hard wood. And last but not least, at number 1, we have the Wattz Laser Gun by Deadpool, Haru, and friends. Now, the mod we are going to be taking a look at brings one of the oldest weapons within Fallout 4 lore into the Commonwealth. So if you enjoy incredibly made laser weaponry, downright astonishing customization, and overcompensation in a major way, then I highly recommend downloading this mod. Now, the Wattz Laser Gun mod adds in a brand new, custom-made laser assault rifle into the Commonwealth, heavily themed after the Wattz 2K laser sniper rifle from Fallout 2. Now, there have been many emulations of this weapon within Fallout 4, somewhere between 3 and 4 if I'm not mistaken, but this one is without a doubt the single greatest recreation of the Wattz rifle within any Fallout game. The weapon itself actually comes packed with its incredible custom-made meshes, animations, textures, and a quite in-depth customization system allowing you to turn this weapon from a long-ranged sniper rifle into a one-handed held automatic shotgun. Now the weapon itself can actually be found throughout the Commonwealth since it has been added to the leveled list, meaning it spawns on various NPCs throughout the wasteland who might just be carrying a laser weapon, as well as you can even buy it off of merchants. And if that were not enough, the mod maker has even stated that special variants of the weapon can be found throughout the Commonwealth in very select locations. I have always been a fan of laser weaponry, even within Fallout 4, but the ones found in the Commonwealth and especially wielded by the Institute are just fucking ridiculous. I mean, at some point someone in the Institute probably said, "Hey, you know what looks fucking menacing? Giant, novelty-sized guns that look like fucking microwaves. That oughta fucking show 'em!" And as far as the customization is concerned, this mod does definitely provide. Not only can you augment this weapon just like you would be able to with any vanilla laser rifle, meaning you can turn it into a handgun, a shotgun, a sniper rifle, or anything in between, but the mod maker even gave you the ability to switch between automatic and semi-automatic mode and even pick the camo of your very own weapon, giving you the ability to pick between multiple camos to perfectly suit whatever character playthrough you are going with. For example, the military skin for a gunner or Brotherhood of Steel knight, or even the Institute skin for a shady boogeyman of the Commonwealth with a pretty fucking weird boner for technology. And when it comes to combat capabilities, this gun is a fucking beast. When fully upgraded in automatic or shotgun mode, it can chew through the toughest of enemies with ease, turning them into dust faster than one of the most iconic German leaders in the 1940s. Yeah, you know who I'm talking about. If for some odd reason you actually enjoyed watching this video and would like to watch more, then subscribe to the channel. As always, my name is Nagi, you've been watching Trollin' Bros. Until next time guys, I'll see ya!